Look, the world we're living in is drastically different to that of our parents, their parents, and their parents. There is no more safety net. There's no guaranteed income. And the situation we're currently in has exposed the fragility of many of our beliefs. In this video, I'm going to show you the importance of having a side hustle. It's got the potential to kind of build up and turn into something so massive that it could free you forever. So let's go. Now you probably noticed I got this new whiteboard here my girlfriend got for me. It's going to be even easier for me to explain some of these topics to you guys. So I'm excited. Let's get into the topic. Let's start off with this idea of leverage. Now Archimedes, this philosopher, he said that, give me a lever and a place to stand and I will move the world. What does he mean by that? He was talking about leverage. So he was saying that, you have this little point here where you can rotate something. If he had a long enough lever, right, like that, and he's over here standing, looking real happy, he could move the world. And the concept he's demonstrating here is leverage, and it's a physics concept, right? I'm sure you've experienced this before. And you're trying to move something heavy. The closer you are to it with the lever, right, the harder it is. You already push that. The shorter this arm is here, right? The shorter that is, the more effort you have to put there to move the thing. But the further you move back, the longer the arm, right, the easier it is to move it. That's why those pickup trolleys have such a long arm. You put the refrigerator right there and you pivot it. The wheels are the pivot point, and you can pick up this thing that's super heavy because of leverage. If you want to get real technical with it, it's called a moment arm. But the leverage is what we're talking about here. And we're not talking about no physics here, right? We're not talking about boring physics. We're talking about leverage in terms of the money you make, the income you make, right? If you're like most people, you've kind of subscribe to the socially conditioned narrative, the script, where you spend like maybe 5 years in school studying something, get your degree, and you get a job. And the idea, the premise was that you're gonna have stability, that you're gonna be able to survive. You got this respectable degree, you got this respectable profession, you got that skill set. You don't have to worry about anything anymore. You can continue living the dream. But what we're seeing now, especially in this current circumstance that we're in right now, that people are experiencing, is that that's not the case, right? The world is so dynamic. Things will never be the same. There's so many black swans, uncertain events with the ability to change everything. So now more than ever, it's important to be adaptable. And you can't rely on that socially conditioned script, which was a myth, by the way, from the beginning. You gotta do something different. And let's just look at this graph here, right? Let's say you're following the script and you've become, say, a real estate agent. Not even a real estate agent. Let's say you're now a lawyer. You've graduated, you spent your years studying. First year out of law school, you're making maybe $70,000 a year. Second year out of law school, you're probably still making $70,000 a year. Third year out of law school, oh, look, you got a promotion. You're making $72K a year. Fourth year, $75K. Fifth year, maybe $75K. A lot. Right. Unless you do something drastic, unless you do something awesome, like you're working for, I don't know, O.J. Simpson or something. You're a celebrity lawyer, you're defending celebrities and rich criminals. You're not gonna make a lot. There's going to be a cap. Now, that cap doesn't have to be 75K. It might be 100K. It might be 120K. But there's always going to be a cap, because what you're doing is you're exchanging your time for money. And there is no leverage in exchanging your time for money. Now, I'm going to show you what I believe are 8 of the biggest opportunities you have now in this day and age to kind of flip the script. Skill sets that you have or that you can learn that will allow you to use leverage to make more money, as opposed to just exchanging your time for money. Now, all these fundamentally allow you to exchange your time for money, but under different conditions. You don't have to go to the office. You don't have to work for someone else. You can freelance, make that money on your own, I call it kind of have a little bit of that a taste of being an entrepreneur before ultimately removing yourself from the process and leveraging the systems, right? So let's take a look. I gotta flip this board right here. Damn, look at that. You didn't even know I had another side, did you? All right, so when you look on this side here, that's the typical thing we're talking about. The skill sets that we have, they need those two things. The linear relationship of money and time, where you exchange your time for money, and the exponential relationship where you're no longer at the whims of time, because time doesn't show mercy. We only have a limited amount. It's the most valuable resource we have. So we don't want to waste it just working all the time. So let me give you an example. Right now, I believe that one of the biggest opportunities for you guys, programming. Learning how to program. Now, I'm learning JavaScript. Now, I'm a noob. I'm not really that good at it. Just learning because I see the potential in this, right? Another awesome language is Python. Another awesome language is CSS, HTML, and JavaScript allow you to be a web developer. There's a whole bunch of other ones out there. This opens up the world to you, right? It's a difficult skill set. It's not easy, high-end developers and programmers make well over 120K in corporate, but there's leverage there. There's always jobs. When you learn how to program, you can hop on Upwork, Fiverr. These are freelancing websites, and you can do projects for people. You can help someone with their website if they have no idea how to set up a website. You can set that up, make it very interactive and nice, and charge them $2,000 for that website or $3,000 for that website. You can help someone with their app that they're trying to build. A lot of people have ideas for apps and cool things they want to build, but they don't know how to do technical stuff. You can help them out with that. There's always work for these, especially if you learn these two languages here. There's high demand. This is the future. Python, machine learning, that's huge. And a lot of people are trying to learn Python because that's going to be the future. So there's so much leverage here in the sense that once you know how to do this, you can take that skill set, right? And instead of just working and getting money for doing these small jobs, you start thinking at a bigger level. How can I leverage this skill set? You can make an app, you can make software. You could go to a business, so let's say like, a mall or like a grocery store, and you see how they're operating, you see what processes they're using. You write a piece of code that helps them save $10,000 a year or $10,000 a month by removing an employee, just because your piece of code is able to, predict or give a reasonable estimate that removes the need of a human to be there. You can charge those businesses lots of money. You can get royalties for these softwares. That's what the leverage is. Some of the world's richest people start off by programming. I'm talking about people like Bill Gates. I read this other book the other day called what was it called? It was called The Surrender Experiment by Michael J. Singer, I believe. It's a really good book. And he started off with programming as well. He did some programming, and I'm pretty sure he's a billionaire now. So a lot of people start with programming because of the high leverage, get that awesome app going, get that software going, and you can do it. I actually know a guy who's making about $30,000 a month now. All he did was make this website that lets you download videos from YouTube, but he made it a lot easier to use than other websites, gets lots of hits, and he makes money from ads, and that's through his knowledge of programming. Very simple. Next thing, digital marketing. Digital marketing is huge, and this is what I actually specialize in. This is what I do to make a living. Right? Digital marketing is huge because there's a lot of businesses out there, and they don't know how to market. Old ways of marketing. I'm talking about radio, billboards, TV. That doesn't work. Well, it works, but not that well. Things like Facebook ads, SEO, YouTube ads. Even TikTok now that's blowing up. That's where the money is at. That's where the audience is at. Everybody's walking around their phones like this, right? More people are looking at their phones than watching TV. So if you're a business owner, it makes sense to have the ads showing up on the phone, on the social media. So if you learn how to do this and learn how to do work, it's a science, it's a sweet science, you're always going to have money, right? You're always going to have potential clients because the average business owner isn't out there trying to learn how to do SEO or Facebook ads. I'm not trying to learn how to do that stuff. They got their business to run. They're busy as hell trying to do that. So you can take this skill set and make it easier for them. Get that $2,000, $3,000 retainer per month just from these services here. This is my world, and there's plenty of opportunity here, especially here. If you're serious, if you're watching this video and you're a go-getter, you take action, go for the YouTube ads. Not many people are doing YouTube ads, and that's big, right? Especially as Facebook gets saturated. So you might be thinking, where does the leverage come in for this, right? You can see the applications in terms of you doing work for someone and them giving you money. The leverage comes in when you learn to take yourself out of it. So when you combine SEO with maybe affiliate marketing, let's say you have a website, you have an article that gives a review to a product, and you have an affiliate link. And that website, you do the work once, right? This model here, exchanging money for time. But over time, it ranks and it just continuously gets views, and people are clicking and buying that product, and you're getting a cut. This is what I've been doing for years, right? I've got lots of websites. I've got lots of a little affiliate links everywhere that kind of work for me in the background without me actively having to be there. Some of my most profitable endeavors have been things that took me maybe 2 hours to get together, and they just keep coming over and over again passively. So that's when you start taking these skill sets, these digital marketing skill sets, and leveraging them. When you can create the content, and the content has some monetization capability and doesn't require you to be there. That's awesome. There's lots of potential there. Okay, the last one, sales. This is old school. This has been around forever. And honestly, like, if you know how to sell, we can drop you on Mars and you could sell rocks to the aliens over there, right? You can sell Earth rocks to aliens on Mars. If you know how to sell, we can drop you in Japan and you can sell whatever Japanese people like, right? We can drop you in Australia and you can sell kangaroos. We're gonna drop you anywhere in the world and you can make money, because sales is kind of like the backbone of any business, right? You need sales. People need closes. Right now, taking it back to the digital marketing example, there's a lot of agencies out there that are willing to give people 80% commission rate or 100% commission rate. That means the money that they make for the close on the first close. So let's say that there's an agency and they're trying to get clients for SEO, right? They can give you the training. They could teach you everything you need to know to sell this, right? You don't even know how to do it, but you know how to sell it, because selling is universal. It's the same thing every single time. And if you close someone, they give you the $2,000, boom, because you got them a client for the next 3 months, 5 months, 6 months. Everybody wins. It's a win-win. It's a no-brainer sales. Pick up like 10 or 20 good books, figure it out, and go out there. Now, you can't go outside right now, but you can do it via Zoom. You can do it via Skype, Instagram, DM, LinkedIn, email. There's a lot of different mediums for you to sell with, so there's no excuses really. And it's all about just going out there and learning how to do it, figuring out human psychology and getting it. So sales is very important. Affiliate marketing, we touched on that a little bit. That's basically just the links, just get the link and be an affiliate for a product. If you've ever been on Instagram and you're looking at those girls that trying to sell weight loss bottles or proteins and stuff, and they're saying, use my code, 25% off, that's affiliate marketing. Every single person that uses that code to get 25% off, that influencer or whoever gets a cut. Now, affiliate marketing, of all these, is probably the hardest to do, in my opinion, in terms of making it a sustainable side hustle, a sustainable business, because you do need a lot of traffic, usually a lot of trust to make it work. There's a lot of scammers on the internet these days, but you can make it work. I believe in you. And the last one's copywriting. All right, so learning how to sell with written words. As things get more digital, as things go online, a lot of brands, a lot of businesses need people that are able to do their sales in written form. So you need to know your punctuation, have your grammar on point. But it's another sweet science. There's lots of good content on the internet, lots of books that can teach you how to sell through words. Believe it or not, it's quite deep. It's a big rabbit hole, but there's a lot there. Of course, the leverage here is when you start dealing with bigger clients and have bigger commission rates. That's when you can leverage, like a real estate agent that does really well. They basically are a really good salesperson. If they're selling houses in the Beverly Hills, they're going to make a lot of money. So those are the 3 areas where I see a lot of potential in the next 5 to 10 years. If you hop on any of these right now, and you dedicate yourself and you learn this, you spend your spare time instead of just playing Netflix, video games and watching Netflix all day, doing dumb shit, drinking in your time off, spend at least 2 hours a day. Just give yourself an hour and a half, 2 hours a day, learning one of these skills. You know, practicing it, going out there, following this model to begin with to get the skill sets, right? Exchanging your time for money, taking projects on, doing things, eventually trying to figure out how to remove yourself and get that exponential leverage going. You, my friend, will never be in a situation where you need to rely on someone. You will be anti-fragile, as Nassim Taleb says. You'll be able to adapt to any climate and make money in any climate. Right now, I'm good, right? I'm good because for the past 5 years, I've been developing a lot of these systems, and I want that for you. If you need help with it, keep in mind, I've got a course coming out in a couple of months, probably. The beta course is out right now. I need some beta testers. Click the link below if you want to be part of that and can get me to help you through that process. But, you know, just start, guys. There's no excuse, really. There's so much free information on the internet, you know. Just go out there and get started. Until next time, I promise you, you do this and you'll be one step closer to living and dying well. Thanks for watching the video. I appreciate you. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and click the bell notifications so we can see more of each other. Until next time.